Well, hi, everybody. I'm Ruechel from Spectrum Bay News 9 and the PCS Journal. Glad to have you with us today, where we have special guests that talk about things that are important to you and your children. And today our guest is Paula Texel, the Assistant Superintendent, Human Resources Services. I told her she ought to get a buck for every letter in that, then you'd be rich. Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
Human Resources, let's just tell me, generally, what does that cover?
So Human Resources encompasses a lot of different services that we provide for our employees, not only our current employees, but our soon-to-be employees, also our retired employees that need to call us for various reasons. Human Resources not only encompasses the hiring process, but also our risk management and insurance department, our also professional development department. So all working in conjunction to make sure our employees have the resources they need at whatever stage of their career they're in.
So how many people then do you serve? Total number?
Our departments are about 90 people.
90 people, but how many people do you serve though totally?
So our district currently, we employ just under 16,000 employees. And then you can add to the retired people and so forth that we support.
Well, let's talk about the greatest need all the way across the state of Florida.
Yeah.
There is a teacher shortage. I know that Hillsborough has been hit real hard. Other school districts have also been hit real hard. So in terms of, do we have enough teachers in Pinellas County right now?
So we actually currently have approximately 35 classroom vacancies, but those range from just various reasons. Either people have just recently moved, so there's a vacancy, and so we're working on filling those. And so at any point during the year, it does ebb and flow. It goes with people who are leaving for various, as I said, various reasons, and then we need to fill those positions. So our teams are working really hard on making sure we have enough applicants in our system for our principals and our hiring managers to select from. But it is a challenge at times, and so we are continuing to look at different ways to attract employees and teachers to our district.
A free Tesla. I think you would have every teacher in the world.
That would be awesome. That would be great. I think they would appreciate that. No.
So the month of March is you're putting a lot of emphasis on recruiting and doing those kinds of things. Yeah. So let's start out with what are you going to do during this month that's different than the other months?
Right. So this month we have a lot of our job fairs that are going on at our various universities throughout the state as our soon-to-be graduates are looking for positions. So our teams are out there talking to those candidates, expressing how awesome it is to work in Pinellas County schools and sharing all that information with them. We have a lot of our teachers who come and they grew up here and they're coming back to Pinellas County to teach.
You know what, that amazes me because I see a lot of them, even with our kids and now our grandkids are being taught by some of the same teachers that used to be students with my kids. Yes. So it's like, wow, that's neat. Yeah.
So we want to go out and we want to talk to them, but in the meantime, we're also meeting their friends and encouraging them to come to Pinellas County. We have a great district. We have a great starting salary of just under $44,000, and a lot of that is due to our referendum that our district and our county and our community, our citizens of Pinellas County continuously supports that, and so we are very grateful for that. And so we strive that it's not only the dollar amount, but it shows that the community you're going to be living in supports the schools and the public schools that are in our district. So we really want to get that message out to them and share that.
Okay, so the $44,000, is that spread out over 9 months or 12 months? How is that
work? It is for their contract, and our teachers are on a 10-month contract.
A 10-month, okay.
And so that is the salary for that. Our teachers also have the ability to supplement that income by teaching during the summer. We have a really robust summer bridge program. So that's something else that we talk to them when they're looking at what their income could be. And so we have that opportunity. We have lots of opportunities for our teachers to either work additional hours if they want through extended learning programs. And so that's something we talk about, that if there is a need and a desire and a want to do that, those opportunities are there for them.
So obviously you're looking for college students, you're looking for teachers in other districts. Are there any other ways that you can get teachers that maybe haven't taken the traditional route?
Absolutely, absolutely. One thing that is taking off, I think, across the country really is a lot of discussion is our transition into teaching from other careers. It's a second career for some of our professionals who might be in their jobs right now and just looking for something different. So our talent acquisition team has been attending various career fairs even out there, talking to other professionals who have degrees in other areas and giving them the information of how they can come in, work with us. We have a program called Transition to Teaching, and where we help them go through, get their certifications and their credentials, and get that on-the-job training as being in a classroom. And so it's really important. We have a lot of our math and our science-focused people who that would be a perfect match for our science and our math courses being taught out there. So we help them, we give them that information to come in and work with them to get that, and it helps us fill our positions. So it's a win-win for everyone.
So I'm always curious about this, because you can have all the great credentials in the world, you can have an outstanding resume, but there's something, when you talk to somebody who's applying for a job, the word is temperament. How do you know, just because they have a degree, how do you know if they have a temperament that is really suited for teaching?
Yes. So that's something that our recruiters talk to in that discussion. I think one of the big things we've talked about too is in human resources, bringing that human part into that. And so it's actually having that conversation with those potential teachers and really listening to them, seeing what they believe, their philosophy, their thought processes, and then we help guide them. If that's a great choice for them, we help them out with that.
Age, does it matter? Younger kids? Because there was some concern that when younger teachers were coming to Pinellas County schools, that in some cases they got sent down into the more difficult schools. Some of those that may have a letter grade of a C or a D or even an F.
Okay.
And is that handled? I mean, because that can discourage people if they're coming out of college and they go, well, where are you going to put me if I come right out of here? Am I going to be in a situation where it's a rough school? Am I going to be in a situation where I'm going to be mentored? I mean, what's going to go on with that?
So I think the biggest thing, I'm going to go back to what I said, that is where that conversation is very important to have with somebody. We have people who are coming out that is their desire, their background, their dream has been to work with our Title I schools or our struggling schools, and they've had great experiences either in their past where they've been able to bring forth those characteristics that we are looking for to serve in those schools. To also say that we also go through multiple rounds of interviews to make sure that we have found the right fit for a teacher.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you are coming and you're age 22, or if you're a second career person and you are later in your years of experience. It is what you're bringing to the table, and we want to try to match your skill set, your philosophy, and so forth with the right school and the right student.
So how long does it take for a new teacher to kind of get in tune with the system? Because I'm thinking about that. School districts generally have, the disciplines are about the same, but there are all these little idiosyncrasies. How long does it take before a teacher can really feel, I'm a new teacher, now I feel really confident in what I'm doing? A week, a month,
I
6
think
months?
I think that varies depending on that person.
Yeah.
I would probably say a week is a little too short.
Okay,
I
right.
would, I always, when I was a teacher and when I was grooming my teachers as a principal, I said, you need that first year, you need to see that end of the year, you need to see where they're going to be. When you walk in the first day, you've never seen the end of the school. You're taking a child from the first day to the last day. So to know where that expectation will be. So I always said you need to give that first year, you need to go through everything. So you have a winter break, you have spring break, you've gone through all of that, see where those students are. But it depends on the teacher, it depends on the experience and the past of the teacher. You need to give yourself that good first year. We also do lots of events. We just had one this past week we invited all of our first year teachers to come in and just have a chat session. How's it going this year? What are the great things that you've learned? What are the things you're still looking forward to learning next year? We're lifelong learners. I don't think you'll ever talk to a teacher who says, I'm at the end, I know everything now, I'm good to go for the next 10 years, because you know what, our children are always evolving and our work is always evolving. So that's a good thing. We're always that lifelong learners. But getting back to those first year teachers, it was excellent to hear from them and how much they've been supported at the schools and that they've really grown. They've appreciated the onboarding, so to speak, and getting them into the classrooms and the resources that are provided. Do we always need more? Yes. You're always looking for for more support and so forth, and we want to be sure we provide that. But it was great to hear. But they already know that they've got more learning to do next year, and so it was really great to hear.
So we've talked about the college students, we talked about the new teachers. Now let's talk about retaining the older teachers.
Yeah.
One of the things that when you talk to teachers, and this is nothing new to you because you hear this, is that sometimes they say that that the rules are so strict and you have to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, that there's really very little room to do anything beyond those requirements. Now, with Common Core, we know that things are going to change all over the place. But in terms of retaining the teachers that have been doing this for 10 or 15 years, what are you doing for them?
So I think what's important to keep our listening to our veteran teachers, regardless if they have 5 years, 10 years, 15, 25, or 30 years, is we need to keep listening to what their needs are. And one thing that we in Pinellas County do very well is we continue to provide that professional development or whatever it is that that teacher feels that they need. And that's been something that's come across time and time again, is that the professional development continues to evolve to meet the needs of those teachers. So, that's something that we make sure we do. As far as rules and requirements, of course, in any position, in any job, you have your expectations and your rules. But what I think we do as administrators, we attempt to do a lot is, here's what you need to do if you have ideas. If you can do this in your manner, go ahead and do it. We need to have our students performing where they need to do, but if you can do that in your way,
because I know you do have some really innovative programs.
Yeah.
We've done stories on them on Bay News 9 about not having desks or working in pods.
Right.
If you graduate from college, do you have to have your master's degree?
No, you do not. To teach.
To teach, you don't have to.
Bachelor's degree.
Right,
yes.
just a bachelor's.
And if you earn your master's degree in your certification area, there is a supplement available that adds to your salary.
So if there is a complaint from teachers, and let's be real honest, what's their number one complaint? Not appreciated enough?
I think maybe that is one. But I do think that the minute you say that, they also remember all of the parents, all the students that do thank them for the job that they do.
Yeah, that's right.
It is a hard job to do, but it's very rewarding when you have those parents and those students, that thank you that you get.
Yeah, and then of course, Bay News 9 is we're doing that A+ teacher
I
thing.
love that.
Let
is
me tell
wonderful.
You, I have shed so many wonderful tears because of all of these great stories about all these teachers. We have it every Tuesday on Bay News 9.
I could give you lists of hundreds of teachers that to go visit because I've seen many awesome ones out there.
We needed 52. We already have almost 400. But we got some more. Especially during the summer, let us know.
But
about
right
these things,
there,
okay?
I mean, there. I think you just answered your own question. That
I know.
50, you had 50 slots, but you've got 400
Yeah.
already. So I think that's
great.
important to know.
Paula Texel, she's with Human Resources. Pinellas County goes, thank you, good seeing you. She was involved with my kids too. So we're back with more after this. So take care, everybody.